Laurie Strode, her daughter Karen, and granddaughter Allison look on in dismay as a group of firefighters head towards the burning Strode compound. Still, they're comfortable in the idea that Michael Myers is finally dead and the evil is finally gone. Unfortunately, they were a little too idealistic, as Michael Myers soon breaks free and mows through the entire group of firefighters. However, this proves to be the tipping point for the town of Haddonfield, Illinois. They have lived in the evil of Michael Myers for more than 50 years now. They're tired of it. The murders from 40 years ago are just too much now. There are victims from that night who still live. Tommy Doyle, Lindsay Wallace, Marion Chambers, the nurse. Now the whole town of Haddonfield is aligned with the Strodes. They're ready to take down Michael Myers once and for all. This ends tonight. Just completely forget the fact that next year there's a movie coming out called Halloween Ends. This is Halloween Kills. So I watched this on Peacock, so we're not going to do the trailers at the end of this. Anyway, this is obviously a sequel to the 2018 Halloween reboot slash sequel that basically ignored all the previous Halloween continuities together and just streamlined it down to one thing, which was the first movie. And that movie was a real great improvement. I thought it was a really good follow-up to it. I mean, it did a good job of working things in. It told a good story, and this one, it really doesn't. Unfortunately, I just don't think there's enough material here for 2 movies, which is what they did. They took the story and they split it into 2 movies. So I guess in the terms of split finales, this is more Mockingjay, the Hunger Games finale, than it is, say, the Deathly Hallows Harry Potter finale. Unfortunately, it's kind of clunky. There's some good ideas. Like, I really do like the idea of the fact that, yes, Tommy Doyle, Lindsay Wallace, and all these other, survivors of the Michael Myers attacks are rallying together and saying, no, this ends now. They're basically forming a lynch mob to try to take down Michael Myers, and it's like we've lived in this terror, this fear for so long. We are sick of this. And, now they're kind of just in this out for blood mode. And, I like the way, I like what Jamie Lee Curtis does in this one. She's very understated in all of this. She got stabbed at the end of the first movie. She's still recovering. She tries to get up and fight, but she's just too injured to really go out there, But, she, again, this kind of evil. We get a bit of backstory for the new sheriff. I think that works really well. And his encounters with Michael. Unfortunately, there's just, again, because we know there's another movie coming out next year where this is supposed to end, we know it's not going to end with Michael Myers being killed. And, yeah, there's the fault. Like, it's just a big anticlimax. It's just one giant anticlimax because we're not getting the full story. And, even then, there's some real points where it's like, they're good ideas, they just don't really follow through on them. Like, Cameron, that's Laurie's sort of ex-boyfriend who she broke up with in the first one, and then, he's kind of, because he's stumbling around semi-drunk, and he comes across his friend from the previous film who clumsily made a pass at, not Laurie's boyfriend, Allison, I keep mixing these up, he made the clumsy pass at Allison when, in the wake of the breakup, and, he got impaled on the friend's post. He finds that, and he finds the new sheriff, not Brackett, Hawkins. And we get a brief flashback to what to Hawkins' backstory, which includes an encounter with Michael Myers, where it looked like he shot him, but unfortunately he wound up shooting his partner, and it kind of got covered up, because even though, it's like, it was one of those, everyone sort of understood what happened, but still it could look bad that an officer killed a fellow officer, even by accident. So they kind of cover it up so that it looks like that officer accidentally shot himself while squaring off with Michael. And, it hints at the idea that there's something about the Myers house. It was never Laurie Strode. Like, Laurie Strode was just this bystander in all of this. It's really just to get back to the Myers house and not let anyone set foot into Michael's bedroom, because it turns out that when Michael's older sister slept with her boyfriend on that night in 1963, where the first killing happened, that was actually in Michael's bed. That was not in her bed, and that's why he was. It was kind of one of the reasons why he was upset. Like, that's his room, that's his domain, and you're supposed to leave it be. And that kind of pays off a little bit at the end of the film too. But unfortunately, again, there's a lot of just drudgery in the middle of it, where it's like, yeah, the town assembling and looking around, and then idiots who, break away and find Michael Myers only to get killed. And there's an interesting segment with the fact that this gay couple now lives in the Myers house, and they get pranked by these kids who steal all their candy, and then that kind of leads them into into two encounters with Michael Myers. Myers kills one of the kids, and then runs into Lindsay Wallace and Marion Chambers, who I guess I don't explain who she was. She was the nurse who was driving Dr. Loomis to the hospital when Michael broke out in the first in Halloween 1978. And that did lead into some... So there's that. There's Lonnie, who is one of Tommy's bullies, who's the one who was trying to enter the Myers house at one point, but then Loomis scared him off. And then later that night, it's revealed that he had an encounter with Michael Myers, where it looked like Michael was coming up on him, but then the police showed up and sort of spooked him away enough to spare Lonnie's life. But, Lonnie's been haunted ever since and kind of turned into this, into a drug addict. So, yeah, you kind of get that. Tommy Bolton's sort of the same way. He holds court at this local bar, and it's just outside of town. And so that's kind of why they're not entirely aware of Michael escaping and everything. And there's also a sort of wild goose chase involving another escaped mental patient from that bus crash in the previous film. And, that sort of leads on a whole rash and people jumping to conclusions and kind of, realizing that Michael's evil has infected this town so much that no one can just, act rationally anymore in this scenario. And, they're good ideas. I just don't think they're executed very well. They're just, it's very clumsily handled. There's a subplot with Karen and sort of implying that, maybe she's going to be turned into a killer soon, and it really doesn't go anywhere. Especially since the last film implied that Allison was the one who was infected with the evil, but okay, I guess we're just ignoring that. There's also this weird implication that Michael Myers is superpowered when he's wearing his mask for some reason. Why? And again, we're talking about the evil and the curse. And, I give them some credit. They didn't... I was afraid they were going to fall back into the tropes of the previous Halloween sequels where, okay, we are going to make some sort of spiritual connection to Laurie. Maybe they're not necessarily family, but, ooh, maybe something else happens. Or, are we going to bring back the Celtic Cult of Thorn garbage from those sequels? I mean, thankfully they didn't, but yeah. Just... not well, like I said, it's just really poorly executed. I could see where, this screams filler, unfortunately, and I am kind of interested to see where this concludes and Halloween ends next year, but yeah, that's the problem. When you split these finales up, you wind up with one film just feeling really, boilerplate, for lack of a better term, and yeah, that's exactly how this one feels. I'm going to give Halloween Kills a C. Like I said, it's not bad. There's some good points to it, but it's just, boilerplate. It's template. It's not the whole story, and I'm going to wait until the whole story is concluded next year, hopefully. So, yeah, it just is kind of left me feeling a little hollow. I'll get to one thing that happens a little bit into the next section. I'll put some pictures up and stuff like that to maybe indicate when the spoiler part ends. So, okay? Okay, so first the break.
Now, from Banquet comes...
What is it, Cynthia? What is it?
Giblet gravy and sliced turkey.
Yes, giblet gravy and sliced turkey, together in the most significant frozen dish of our time, buffet supper.
Winner of 3 Banquet Academy Awards. Best sliced turkey.
Best performance by a giblet gravy in a supporting role.
Best performance by a housewife.
I just put it in the oven, and by and by it was done. And I had a delicious buffet supper. Oh, yes, I did. Slices of turkey, all covered with gravy and little bitty giblets. Do you hear me?
From the same producers who brought you Beef Stew,
Salisbury steak with gravy.
And the unforgettable chicken and dumplings comes the outstanding banquet production of the 20th century, giblet gravy and sliced turkey.
Color by Paprika, now appearing citywide in a frozen food section near you.
Okay, there's going to be a brief little spoiler section here. There'll be a little picture at the end to indicate when that's over, all right? Okay. So, basically, like I said, the town sort of rallies together. They finally go out and and at one point, they piece together that Michael is headed back to the old Meyers house. First, Lonnie, who is, I should point out, I said earlier, there's Lonnie, Lonnie is also Cameron's father. So yeah, Lonnie's the bully who had the encounter with Michael Myers before he got scared off by the police. And then he turns out to be Cameron's father. Cameron is Allison's ex-ish boyfriend. So Lonnie goes in after Michael first. He gets killed. Allison and Cameron go in. Cameron gets killed. Allison gets thrown down the stairs and breaks her leg. It's then that Karen arrives, stabs Michael in the back with a pitchfork that was sitting on the porch for the Halloween decorations, because, like I said, this gay couple moved into the Myers house. So yeah, they stabbed one of the decorations. She rips off Michael's mask and lures him out into this open area where all of the people are waiting. Unfortunately, in the process, she gives him back the mask, and even though these people are coming out with baseball bats and hockey sticks and everything, and they're just beating him mercilessly, and some people stab him, a couple people even get to shoot him a bunch of times, and Karen finally just plunges a knife into his back, and it looks like that's enough. Michael immediately revives and kills everyone, including Tommy Doyle, including Sheriff Brackett, who is the sheriff from 1978, and a few others, and basically everyone else. As this happens, Karen has actually gone back to the Myers house where Allison is being tended to. Karen goes up into Michael's bedroom, and Michael kills her in there. So that's kind of how this ends, and then that builds to Laurie as this is happening. Laurie's sort of narrating about, again, the evil infecting the town, and it's going to infect them every Halloween unless they kill Michael Myers at some point. Okay, so that ended the spoiler section. I took a little drink there because my throat was drying out. Sorry. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. No more spoilers here from their point on. But I think maybe that's where, again, you start to see a bit of the clunkiness that happens, where the idea of, there's a film coming out next year, so it's not ending at this point. And the next movie is called Halloween Ends. Anyway. I hope I was big enough there. Anyway, sorry I'm saying anyway a lot. Next video is going to be the recap and review for Dune. And then it's going to be the random trade review on Vision and the Scarlet Witch. See you all next time. Hey guys, remember, you can help support my channel at patreon.com/SleepyTimeForCat Productions, where you can help request a movie, even if it's something like, say, Sonic the Hedgehog or the next Purge film. I'll review it.